morning and welcome back. I'm Hannah, here for another cloth nappy chatting video. Today I want to take you for a little dive, a little sneak peek into my minimal, simple cloth nappy stash, which I also like to call my versatile stash, which is sort of evolved over the last 3.5 years to be really simple. Still versatile for me, but probably not versatile for you if you were just starting out right now. So I'll show you why that is, I'll show you what's inside, I'll show you my favourite nappies and why they work for us. So with my daughter, who I did cloth nappies from day one, although we used a few disposables when we were learning the ropes, right up until she was 2.5 and potty trained, and she still wears them at night now. She's 3.5. And we are now 9 months, nearly 9 months into using them completely exclusively, apart from a couple of days when we went on holiday, with my son. So with my daughter, we used these pretty much, pocket nappies, all the time. I tried a few others. I tried 2-part nappies. I tried fitted nappies with a wrap, which I just liked for night time, I discovered. Used all-in-ones as well, like some of them, but always I came back to the simple, easy pocket nappy. This, if you haven't seen before, is a pocket nappy. This is the outside of one. I then grab an insert when I used to always do this, get them ready when I had one child and things were a little bit easier. Now I just do it while I'm changing on the changing table quickly, or if I'm getting ready to go out, I put them together like this. So you stuff an insert in and you're ready to go. It's really simple. It's got a fleece liner. Well, it's a built-in fleece liner, so it keeps baby nice and dry. Once they're weaning, you can always add a fleece liner to help with poopy cleanup, and they're really simple. I don't use them as much with my son now because he is a really heavy wetter and he's a boy, so a lot of the wetness gets at the front, and I've just found that they still work really well. I still use them loads, but 2-parters work more for him. Here he is, the wrecking ball, causing trouble down here. Are you causing trouble? What are you playing with? So you might be surprised to say that I have only about 16 nappies in my stash now, which is very minimal. I always recommend that you need probably about 25, are you going to knock the camera? 25 to 30 nappies for a minimal stash to keep you going all the time. He's going to grab the camera. Is that funny? To keep you going full time. I had around that many pockets for my daughter. I only have about 16 now, and there's a number of reasons for that, and a number of reasons of how we get through using that, and that is because we started using 2-part nappies. I hate to say it, but some of the nappies that I used for my daughter for 2.5, 3 years failed, and I've talked about this in another video that they might not last for 2 children and beyond. Some of them that could be because they were secondhand, so they had a long life already. Some of them I think had some heat damage, and some of them were just well used. Perhaps if you've got a smaller stash like I have, and you're using more nappies in a smaller rotation, they're being washed more, they're being worn more, so perhaps that's why they lasted so, oh, it's okay, it's just a toy. Perhaps that's why they didn't last as long as I would like them to. So what I did was all of these inserts, these lovely inserts, these ones are bamboo, I think they're a bamboo cotton mix, they came with all my pocket nappies. You get 2 of these in a pocket nappy, and I only ever use one with maybe a small thin booster, like one of these little lamb ones. It's nice and thin. This is what I use for my son at the moment, so he's got two absorbent parts, one nice thick bit, and then like a little extra thinner but very absorbent one. And what I did was I bought loads of these close parent wraps. I absolutely love them. I didn't really like them for my daughter so much, but I'm using them differently with my son, and I'm putting all of the inserts I already had. I managed to pick these up really cheaply. They're quite cheap on their own, I think they're about 10 to 12 pounds. But they had a sale on at Close Parent, and I picked up, some of them were like £4, some of them were £6, some of them were 8, depending on the print. Ooh, where are you going? So I picked up 7 of them. But technically, that's more than 7 nappies, because I can use these more than once. So if he's just done a wee, are you climbing on me? If he's just done a wee, I can take the inserts out, throw them in the wash. I leave this just to air and use another one. pick up another one, put a new set of inserts in, and then next nappy change I will come back to this original one, put fresh inserts in and use it again. So I'm using each nappy twice. You could use them 3 times. I tend to just go with twice. Unless he's done a poo, then I completely change it. But basically I get 14 wears out of those 7 nappies every time. They also dry really quickly, so every time I do a wash, I can just take those out of the wash really quickly. They dry within a couple of hours, and then I've got so many inserts that I just have more inserts drying and in rotation, and I use these all the time. So okay, I've only got 7 of these, but it's more like I've actually got 14, which makes them a really cost-effective and easy way, especially if you've got limited drying space, for these. And you could do that with any wrap. It doesn't have to be a close parent one, just as long as you have more inserts. Lots of 2-part nappies, so for example like bear and boho ones will come with the inserts, and you can buy extras so you can have more in your rotation. But you can do whatever you want, mix it up. What you've got is the best thing that you can use, as long as it's absorbent, as long as it fits in the nappy okay. You can always fold and do different things. There's cheaper ways you can do it. You could buy pre-folds or terry nappies, and again have those in rotation. I just find, because I'm like a minimal faff person, that just literally having an insert, these particular ones are Baba and Boo. You can buy extra of them from Baba and Boo, or you can buy some Baba and Boo nappies and you get 2 inserts with each one. So that's a good way of doing it. I'm also a big fan of Baba and Boo. I've got lots of them, and that's what I do. So in my minimal nappy stash, I have 7 of those close parent nappies. I've got 3 of the Baba and Boo pocket nappies, and I've also got 2 of these nappy nippers. These are quite new to me as well. They're not nappy nippers, sorry, they're nipper nappies. I really like these, and I'll tell you why is I love the prints for a start. You want to come and say hello to everything, don't you? They're nice, soft lining, and like the Baba and Boo, if you can see, they have double gussets, so this extra bit just here is extra helpful at keeping poopy in, isn't it? It helps it keep it in. I really like having these kind of simple pocket nappies, or all-in-one nappies would be the same, for when I go out. So although I love using the 2-part nappies like I explained, when I go out and about, I much prefer just having pocket nappies in there because it's more grab and go. Not that the 2-part systems are that faffy, but but I don't like to take the insert out and put a new one in when I'm out and about, because I mean you could do, absolutely could do, but I do like to let them air, so I tend to just do that when I'm at home, and then I can just grab a pocket nappy from my changing bag, easy peasy. And that could be the same for an all-in-one. Now we do have some more nappies, it's not just the 16 we have. These Bambino Neos I really like, and I use them lots with my daughter, especially when she went to childcare. The problem is they're Velcro, and I'm just such not a fan of Velcro. These are a great nappy, but the Velcro is just failing a bit, and I find whenever I put them on, they're coming off. I'm actually wondering if I can take them to a seamstress friend to get some, just one little popper put on each one there. I don't know if that's doable. I'm going to find out, because they're a really decent nappy. And great for going out and about, having in the changing bag. I still do use them for then, and especially great for childcare because they're a really easy nappy to put on, as are all-in-ones. I feel like they're less daunting when you're sending them to somebody else that's not as used to your nappies. So I do have about 6 of these as well in my stash, but like I said, I'm not really using them, or I'm just having them when, like, it's only an hour till bedtime and I need to change him. But you might be thinking, why do you need a minimal stash? Why is it important to me? And the answer is, and this isn't in any way judging the people that have like 100 nappies, and I know people that have 50 to 100 nappies and they really enjoy buying them, and this isn't anything against you, because you're already doing a brilliant thing in using cloth nappies, you're enjoying them, that is absolutely fine. But it can get expensive, and it is still pulling on resources. A nappy still has to be made and grown. Some nappies are more ethical than others. I do think it's become a bit of a thing, is to like show off your stash and how many wonderful colours you have. And while that is great and fun, I love seeing all the pretty nappies, and don't get me wrong, you know, when the Lighthouse nappy came out, for example, the surfing dog and the seagulls, We live near the beach, we live near a lighthouse. My partner's a surfer, I had to have those nappies. So I'm not saying never give in to temptation about buying pretty prints, and when I do buy nappies I always have to buy the prettiest ones I can find. However, I think we do kind of get sucked into it, and advertising works on us all. Even if we're trying to be more eco-friendly, there's often a new range of nappies come out and I go, oh, they're lovely, I'd love some of those. What I try to do now is to not buy them instantly, to maybe come back to it next week, and I find that 9 times out of 10 I've actually forgotten about it by then, and then a few months later the next range come out and I'm like, oh yeah, I liked the last range and I never bought any, and that has stopped my temptation of buying pretty nappies. And now I've found what I like and what I've got in my stash. Unless I actually need new nappies, I don't buy them. It's like with anything, with fashion, you buy a pretty nappy and then you get it home and within a couple of days it's just one of your nappies that at the end of the day is used for pooing in. So being tempted, it gets expensive, it's still pulling on resources even though it's a reusable product, and I know you can sell them on and blah blah blah, and maybe having a bigger stash, they're not going to wear out as easily and you'll be able to sell them all on. But I just think it's kind of negating the point. So if you can, having a minimal stash is a really good way of saving you money, especially if you use two-parters like we are now, and just keeping the carbon footprint of your nappies down. And again, it's not to make judgment on anyone who's got loads of nappies, because in the past I've had more than I've needed. But this is if you're going on to community sites like Facebook groups, or Instagram, and you're seeing people with loads and loads of pretty nappies and you think that's what you need to do to have a full-time stash, and that's what you need to do to cloth nappy, and you think that that's out of your reach. It's not necessary, so don't worry about it is what I'm saying basically. Find what works for you. Buy a few at first, which is what I talk about, a versatile stash, to see what works for you. See what works for you, buy a few more of those, and if you find you're running out of nappy, if you can afford it, buy some more so you're not rushing all the time to do the washing. That's absolutely fine. But 25 to 30 is definitely my goal for having, if you've got all-in-ones and pocket nappies, is my goal. Maybe around 20 like I have, or just under if you're using two-part nappies and you're having them in a quicker circulation and using them each wrap more than once. Also bear in mind that this isn't including night nappies. I've got 5 or 6 night nappies that are completely separate. I won't talk about them now because I have a video that I will link for you all about night nappies. So I don't use these during the night. I have more absorbent ones for night time, and I keep those completely separate. I don't use those in the day. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and like this video to get the word out about cloth nappies and zero waste living within families. I hope you enjoyed a little view into our drawers, and good luck with your cloth nappy journey. And have a good day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.